Well, sit on down and tell me what up with that. Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? He said, she said, we said, he said, what up with that?
What up with that? Welcome to week 5 of the NFL season. Of course, my name is Drew Garino here on location in the great state of Florida. Yes, it still stands after the hurricane, of course, has come through this area. But nonetheless, let's not waste any further time. Let's get right into the action, starting at the top of the League of Legends standings. Of course, that is Cam Ahern. However, he did lose his first contest of the season, dropping a tough one to Sean, putting up 172 points in a losing effort. So not many negative things to say about Cam's team, except to keep your eye on Jarvis Landry, who plays right over there. If Ryan Tannehill continues to struggle, his fantasy value could be creeping downwards. So we will have to watch and see if that could be a problem for Cam's team. Bill absolutely slaughtered Bud this week to move 4-1 on the season, remaining in second place. After Bill's motivational pep talk over the weekend, it was nice to see Tom Brady back in action for the Patriots. Bill now has that 1-2 lethal QB combination in Tom Brady and Drew Brees. But does Bill know it's a 1 QB league? We shall see. Moving to third place with another impressive win for Sean at 3-2. The results are paying off big time for him. He's put up big point totals throughout the season, and now they're starting to be in winning efforts. Sean was able to withstand the 26 points of Larry Fitzgerald on the bench, didn't even need it, and was still able to beat Cam handily. What other things can you say about Sean's team other than they draft high? Hey, Dennis, big week for you this week as you get over the hump, of course, to 500 and moving to 3-2 on the season. Dennis was very fortunate to receive career performances from unknown fantasy players, of course, meaning Jordan Howard and Sammy Winter-Coates to lead him to a victory. Hey, Dennis, can that luck continue throughout the season? We shall see. Hey, speaking of lucky, another lucky win for Adam this week as he was able to beat Steve DeFerrari by a narrow point total of 8 points. Very amazing that Adam was actually able to win this game. As many of his players were actually on buys this week. Adam may have found, though, the rookie of the year in Ezekiel Elliott and perhaps his quarterback of the future in Carson Wentz, another rookie. Looking at Dave's team now, Dave was able to sneak by with a narrow victory by a tune of 3 points to move to 3-2 on the fantasy football season. Dave is really pulling out all the stops this season to get his point totals as he started James White, Eddie Royal, and Terrell Pryor in his starting lineup this week. Will he be able to pull out more rabbits out of his ass as the season goes along? We shall see. Unfortunately for Steve, he had that luck of the Irish, of the Italians, I should say, at the beginning of the season, winning his first 2 contests and staying in first place. However, that luck has quickly changed as he has now dropped 3 in a row, moving to 2-3 on the standings. With Cam Newton out of the lineup this week, Eli Manning got the start for Team DeFerrari. And as Adam and I were talking about over the weekend, how is it possible for Eli Manning to play so well in playoff and Super Bowl games, but then to put up caca numbers in the regular season? What is up with that? And speaking of what's up with that, no more mystifying team this year in fantasy football than Drew's team. In the 2 wins, he's put up very high point totals, but in his 3 losses, he's been right around that 100-point total. And as we are quickly finding out, as the Atlanta Falcons go, so does Drew's fantasy football team, as 3 of his players are from the ATL. Too many eggs in one basket? What's up with that? Hey, speaking of what's up with that, Ryan sits in 9th place in the Fantasy Football League standings with a record of 1-4 after losing to Dave this week by a narrow margin. Hey, Ryan, what was up with Victor Cruz on Sunday night? Seemingly great matchup against Green Bay on the road, and he put up a 0-burger? Seriously? Dude, couldn't even get 1 catch? Would have made the difference ultimately in a win or a loss for Ryan, unfortunately. And speaking of unfortunate, that brings us, of course, to our weekly Bud segment, who is really starting to accept his fate at the bottom of the standings by changing his team name. Maybe in the future we should just call Bud's team What's Up With That, because seriously, bro, what is up with that? Hey, we'll see you next week.